Okay, I just spent an hour and 7 minutes and lost it. Another long ass video. So this is going to be a short one because I'm really upset about that. And I need to find somebody to maybe talk to about it that might care, but then again, I don't know. Why am I alive? Why am I alive? Why does anything happen the way that it happens? Why can't I just kill myself? I'm so disappointed. I'm so depressed. I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Why can't I get on here and make a 9-hour long video if I feel like talking for 9 fucking hours? Why can't I get everything off of my chest in the ways that I want to? And then I've been out of work, so I can spend 9 hours sitting and talking and carry the phone around with me and everything. Get everything off my chest. That way I don't feel like I have to keep repeating myself in every fucking video because the hour's not long enough. And that's just like even going to fucking counseling and counseling sessions. 30 minutes or an hour, you know. You can't undo a whole life or even a whole childhood of damage in an hour talk every day. Because, okay, if it's a whole childhood, I need a calculator. Hold on. I'm going to get a fucking calculator. Yep. I'm so sorry if I seem really rude and pissed off. I am. Okay. Uh-oh. There it goes. Okay. Alright. Let's say, just at average, let's say 7 years of your childhood, I guess. Or let's say 10 years, okay? Let's say 10. Let's say 10 years of your childhood was shit, and the other 8 was good, okay? So 10 times 24, which is 2,400, right? No. Holy shit. Never mind. 24. Whoa. Or did I do that right? What am I doing? I don't even know. This calculator, too, I haven't used it in a long ass time, and I don't think it's on the right setting. Hold on. Okay. On. Here, let me do a basic. Yeah, it's not on the right setting. Holy shit. What is it on? Oh my god, what's wrong with my calculator? Yeah, that's not right. It's very highly likely I've not used this since Ava was home. Oh my god, what is wrong with it? Well, anyways, you're never going to equal the same amount of hours in counseling as you're going to be able to of the negative shit that you've lived through anything, through battle, through a shitty childhood, through even a shitty marriage. If you're even married for 2 shitty fucking years and you're together, sorry, and all those hours, 24 hours times 3, you know, like 24 hours a day for 2 years, however many hours that is. You're not going to be able to do that many hours of counseling. Okay? Not unless you actually sit down for that amount of time and do that counseling. Or do half of it, you know, that way it takes 4 years to undo and unravel the damage done. And so everybody being like, oh, you had 10 years of a shitty childhood, or even 5 years of a shitty childhood, or even 6 months you were molested or something like that, or anything. You know, I'm just using this as an example. But let's say that you're a kid that's had a great life, you know, and you were molested for 6 months, but other than that, your life has been perfect. And the only reason the molestation went on for 6 months is because your parents trusted the person and the person was a piece of shit, let's say. So don't read into this and be like, oh, that's what happened to you. No, that's not what the fuck I'm saying. Calm the fuck down. But anyways, my calculator's broke, I think. But anyways, sorry, my mind, I'm like, why ain't it working? Right. But, so anyways, it's like, you're never going to be able to spend all that time to redo that, to relive that and everything. And you're lucky if it was just 6 months, because maybe by the time you go to counseling for about 5 years, you might have straightened out the 6 months worth of damage. But if you've been through a lot of damage like I have, it's going to take a whole fucking lifetime to undo it. So to go to counseling is pointless, because I can listen to myself talk, if you will, or I can make these YouTube videos and talk it out, because that's all I'm going to do at counseling is, at counseling, we just sit here and we let you use the tools to figure it out yourself, and we let you come to the conclusions yourself and all this, so we let you talk it out and did yourself. Why the fuck, and that's the thing too, is like, if I could have worked hours that were not the exact same as my kids, and that's the thing too, like, really, we need to really, like, it is not going to kill for work to work with single mothers. And I know that the work does, or even single parents, single dads. And I know that they say that they do and everything, but I mean really, like, legitimately give a shit. And really fucking work with people that are single parents. Because, literally, I would wake up with my kid, sometimes, not all the time, most of the time, because my kid's older, I'd just be like, hey, the alarm went off, go shake her, and then I'd go back to bed, and she'd get ready, and I'd get up and hug her and kiss her right before she went out the door, and then I'd stand and watch her at the door to make sure, nothing bad happened to her or whatever. But other than that, I wasn't up with her the whole 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever that she was getting dressed and brushing her hair and stuff like that. I mean, I would kind of peer around the corner, and be in my bed and stuff and look. And, if I heard that she cut the TV on, I'd kind of holler at her and be like, okay, you only got 5 minutes to get ready. Okay, you haven't brushed your hair. Okay, you haven't brushed your teeth. And stuff like that from my bed. But, like, I did not want to get up. I was so fucking tired. So I wouldn't get up with her. So then she'd catch the bus. And then I'd get to lay for about 30 minutes. And then I had to get up. I had to make sure that if she didn't walk the dogs, I walked the dogs. Everybody's fed. Everybody's watered. Everybody's taken care of for as far as the pets. And then I'd go to work. And then I would get off work and she'd be getting off the bus. Like, literally. Like, and then the rest of the time is just me and her. And even though, there's the days on rare occasions that she went to my parents' house, if you listen to me talk about my parents, you'd realize why the hell I do not want her over there now. Why the hell I want her home. And why the hell I've never wanted her over there. And everything. But I would love to be able to entrust my child with somebody to have a break. And that's even like the maintenance people. Okay, I'm supposed to be able to entrust my child with the maintenance people. And the maintenance people did take my child out with them alone a few times with their kid that they have or whatever, and that way they'd have a play date. But then my kid would always come back and be unhappy. And so I'd have to listen to her talk about how unhappy she was because something went wrong or what the hell ever for 3 hours, this and that. And so it's just like, okay, we'll pick and choose. Are you going to go and bitch about it or are you not going to go? Because I'm tired of listening to you bitch about it, so pick one. But anyways, so I don't know. They say it takes a village to raise a kid. And it does. But the thing is when that village is a village full of idiots, then what the hell are you going to do? And then the obvious selection is like, okay, well, if you can choose to not have kids, that might be the obvious selection. So that way you can get out of the village of idiots. That way when you do have children, if you can still have children, by the time you get out of the village of idiots, But the thing is everybody is a village of idiots because we're all human and people all make mistakes. And so you can live here or you can live in a different city or a different state or a different country or a different what the fuck ever, and you're still going to have some idiots around you. Idiocism is inevitable. I guess I don't know if that's even like a word, but it's going to happen. And so that's the reason, and that's the reason, like, it's like, don't play mind games with me, little boy. You know, is how I kind of feel like, you know, whenever people do try to fuck me over and stuff. And that's just like my damn attorney, whenever he said to me, he said, well, if you didn't want her seeing your parents, then why did you let her go over and see your parents? Well, if I'm not letting her go over and see my parents who aren't the best, then eventually she's going to run into somebody else that I'm letting her go over to their house and see, and they're not going to be the best. There is no best decision out there because we are all human beings and we are all going to have flaws. But at the end of the day, I believe that every parent should have the right to raise their child if they want to raise their child, and I do want to raise my child. And to have that right stripped from me because I said something that was mean and hateful, and because I did an action towards myself, that's like, I mean, that's as ignorant as, I don't know. Like, that is idiocism or whatever, or just idiocity, like, to the max to me. That's like saying if I paint my fingernails in front of my child, and my child is told, you know, like, for instance, like at every restaurant I've worked at, it's like, don't paint your fingernails, you know? And so say my kid goes to school and it's like, Ava, you know, don't paint your fingernails because that's a crime, you know, let's say, or that's something bad, or that's only for adults and only adults do that. Just like smoking or drinking. There we go. Hell yeah, I'll use that example. But anyways, let me go back into the little nail painting one or whatever. So if I paint my nails in front of my kid, are you going to rip my kid away from me because painting nails is a horrible thing to do in front of your child? Yeah, I put a belt around my neck and I jerked it and I asked my kid if she wanted me to kill myself. Do you know how many people get drunk in front of their kids and ask their kids what to do about their marital affairs? Do you? Because I've known quite a few that do that. Oh, God, have I. Do you know how many of them get high and laugh and giggle and talk about shit and piss and all kinds of nasty things with their kid in earshot? Their kid can hear them if their kid chooses to. Luckily, some of those kids choose not to. And then luckily, some of those kids, like me, like I had to, you learn to, you're not supposed to overhear what the adults are talking about. You're supposed to be over here in your little la-la land, in your little play with Barbie dolls, and not hear what mommy and daddy or aunts and uncles or whoever's talking about, even though you do. You do. Every kid does. That's the reason, like, for as far as my parents and Santa and the Easter Bunny and all that and everything, I was like, you know, shh. Whenever I was around my kids, shh. And they're like, oh. And they're like, she ain't listening. And I was like, shh. Because kids do. That's what, that is the biggest lie that people tell each other when it comes to children, is that children are stupid and children don't listen. Because children can't remember the things that you want them to 24/7 because their brain is not set up identical to yours. So because you ask them to do something and they don't do it, then you think that they're a moron, you think that they didn't hear you, you think that they're useless and all that. But I guarantee you, you sit down with a friend, you start whispering something, they're listening. And they're hearing every word that they can. There is something inside of us that is curious. That's what it is. It's curiosity. See, once it's a known fact, like it's a known fact that the kid's supposed to clean the room on Monday, And it's like they come in Monday from school, you let them eat their snack, they do their homework, and then you're like, go clean your room. And then you're sitting there for like an hour and a half watching a movie, and they've sat on the couch and they're watching it with you. And you've told them 3 times in the hour and a half movie, go clean your room, go clean your room, go clean your room. And then it's like, why haven't you went and cleaned your room, whenever the movie goes off? And they're like, huh? And you're like, I told you to go clean your room. And they're like, I didn't hear you. Because they literally didn't. Because they came in and they were just like zoned out. Because their mind was doing what they wanted to. The human mind is very selfish. It's very curious. And it wants what it wants. When it wants it. Oh, does it? And so the kid wants to watch a movie. So the kid watches a movie. It wants what it wants. And it's curious about the movie because it's a movie that it's never seen before. It's not a kid as much as it is a mind. You are your mind. Your mind is you. And you have to control your mind. And then people that are like, you can't control your mind. And if your mind's fucked up, And that's the way Jennifer looks at things. She's like, oh, you can't just stop being depressed. It's just something that happens to you. Okay, and that comes from like a scientific viewpoint of hers, where it's like, oh, you can't not be depressed because it's scientifically proven that there's something wrong with your brain, and all this, and that's what it is, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and fix, and this, and that, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, supposedly depression comes from not having enough of regular, what is it? I don't know, but you're not happy. What is it? Is it serotonin? I don't know. What is it? Fuck, I don't know. I would have to do the research. And I've heard so much, and my opinions are just done set. And once my opinion's set, then all research kind of just goes. Because, okay, we'll just call it, what makes you happy, okay? So, the happy feelings that you have is what causes depression. If you don't have enough of those happy feelings, because your brain's not producing the right chemical. And chemicals are produced from your body because of what you eat, the environment that you're in, and what you do. Okay, I eat, and okay, for instance, I usually cannot start my period, and this is kind of a little bit of personal information, but whatever. I usually cannot start my period without else cramping really bad before I do, and being really bitchy, and being like, just wanting to fucking die inside my mind. Like, I'm just like, can I die yet? Why haven't I died yet? Like, I'm like really bad in that thought process. And then all of a sudden my period will kick on, and then I have to take Tylenol because I'm cramping. Or I can eat a shit ton of chocolate before, and it's like, it'll just kind of drift into time to have my period. Because why? Because chocolate. Because of what chocolate does to my body. Because chocolate is like satisfaction. And it's like, oh, you satisfy yourself with food, and this and that and everything. Okay, I like sex, okay? I've said it before. I like sex. I am very strict upon who I have sex with and everything like that. I don't go out and fuck a bunch of people. I have had 2 partners and a half, if you want to count one as a partner, because, there was touching, but that was it. But anyways, so that's it. That's all that I've had, and I'm 30 years old, and I like sex. And then supposedly it's damaging to the brain, or whatever, and the mind, that if you want something and you don't get it, especially sex, if you want sex and you're not getting sex, then that just fucks up your whole mind, supposedly. And to a degree, I can agree, because it makes you depressed as fuck. It really does. Really, really, really does. Really does. Really bad. But concluding, I was gave bare minimum to survive to a degree in my childhood. Then I was built for this shit, motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was built for this. I was built to not ever get what I want, apparently. And it's finally to the point that I'm just like, okay, death, or is something that I want actually going to happen? And I'm like, God, it's up to you. You pick and choose, because I can't anymore. Because I've done everything. I've said everything. I have walked every path. I have thought every thought. I have done every action. As long as it's not immoral and illegal. To try to get anything that I want out of life. And yeah, I mean, I have little things that I want. I have my kid. I've had an apartment. I have dogs. I have cats. But for as far as something that's just selfish, and it's just like just about me, like being 15 or 16 and get your learners, you know, or getting that car, or graduating and then going to college, you know, or anything that's just really, you know, self-indulgent behavior, the closest I come to it is eating a fucking candy bar when I want one. And do you know how pathetic that makes me sound and makes me feel? And then I'm dealing with that battle inside my own head all the time. And I'm like, I never get what I want. I'm never going to get what I want. Damn it, can I just get what I want? And that's the thing with EJ, you know, it's like, oh, I was going to get what I wanted. I was actually going to have somebody that I was actually dating, that I was head over heels in fucking love with, that could combat me and deal with me, is the best way to word it. Like I could deal with her, I felt like, but she never even let me into who she truly is 100%, because she's afraid that once she does that I won't like her no more, I feel like. And it's like, I done know you. There's something inside of me that is given that I done know you just from looking at you. I done know you. So I can handle it. I can handle it. And then if I can't, then I'll adapt, and I will. Because that's what you do when you love somebody. And she's had to adapt a little because of the situation that went on between me and her. And I'm like, would you just go ahead and adapt to it fully? That way we can be happy together. Because I know I make her happy. I know I've not made her happy technically right now, but I know that when she smiled when we were together that she was happy. Just like when I smiled when we were together, I was happy. And that as long as she's happy, then I'm happy. To a degree. Just like as long as I'm happy, she should be happy if she loves me and cares about me. But she's got some growing up to do in that aspect of things, and I can't help her. Like, I can just sit and wait and see, and if not, then who knows? Maybe the guy from Asia. I don't know. Fuck. And then the person that I was halfway with, I actually wrote them last night because I was just like, fuck, let's just see if they say anything. And then it's like the same shit that they said a few years ago. Do I know you? And I'm just like, can you just admit you're a whore right now? Like, damn. You know, and then if you're not and you do remember me, can you just drop the facade and stop acting like you don't remember me? But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and end this video here because I done shot one, talked an hour, lost it, got upset, was talking about all kinds of things, my kid, possible cartilage disease, my leg being fucked up, I'm at war with myself over it, I want to go to the doctor, nobody gave us a shit to be like, hey, I'm taking you to the doctor. Having to ask people, not having to ask people, people being like, I love you and I care about you. Okay, I love you and I care about you. Guess what? My kid could say, Mom, you know, my stomach hurts. And I didn't just sit there. You get what I'm saying? I didn't just sit there. Instead, I hopped up and I was like, okay, well, what's wrong with it? Or, you know, is it cramping? You feel like you got to go to the bathroom? You feel like you're going to vomit? You know, let me see if you're running a fever. Somebody care. Somebody care. I'm sitting here for years. Landlord, maintenance people, Jennifer, EJ, one time. I only said it to her one time, I think. I complained. And all I said is my bad foot. And she pulled the cover off of it. Because I was like, ugh, and I was sitting there. And she's like, what? And I was like, I'm comfortable. And she's like, okay. And I was like, and my foot's covered up. And it's my bad foot. And it's hurting. And I was like, I want to uncover it. And she just reached over and uncovered my foot, And it's just like, looked at me like, I got you. Like that was easy for me to do for you. I don't have a problem doing that for you. There's a lot of other things that she didn't have a problem, being nice to me. But it's like my parents, Jennifer, the maintenance people, the landlord, and knowing that I tripped on her PVC pipe out here. The maintenance people, and knowing that I tripped on her PVC pipe that's out here. That's the landlords. All these people that have known all these years that I'm walking around on a fucking busted ankle and they just keep on going with their days. Not a damn one of them has looked at me and been like, well, you want me to, except for Melissa now. Melissa said, well, you need to come to my doctor. And I said, because I was being stubborn and I want to go to Chattanooga and have it looked at because I trust the people in Chattanooga more than I do here. These are the same people that have just failed me health-wise. They failed my family health-wise. And they failed even my daughter health-wise. So I do not trust them. I'm grateful that they've not completely failed us and we're dead. But we're so fucking miserable that it's like, doesn't matter if we're dead or not, in all fucking honesty. But I'm going to end it here. That's a lot of random shit to a degree and everything, but like I said, I had a video earlier, I lost it, and I'm going to try to lay down, hopefully, for like an hour before I got to get this Jen's kid off the bus, and then I got to go to work, and I'm so tired right now, and I'm so mad that I couldn't stay asleep, and I thought it was me, but it was where Jennifer texted me, and so I guess it woke me up, even though it was like an hour later. It's like subconsciously, it's like my brain heard something and was like, oh, don't pay attention to it. It's nothing important. But my brain can't let nothing go. I'm a sucker for details. God, am I? That's the reason that's another reason I fell in love with EJ, is like I paid attention to the details of her. Every detail. And she got mad at me for it because I knew things that I wasn't supposed to know, supposedly. I don't know. Maybe fuck. I don't want to say it, but it's like I'm so discouraged. It's like, should I just die? Should I just die? Because I'm so damn discouraged. But I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody's doing a hell of a lot better than me, at least. And even if you're not, if I could hug you, sweetheart, I would. That's all I can say. I know what it's like to feel like nobody gives a shit about you. Oh, and that's another thing, too, is I was talking about my sister, how my sister's always had boyfriends that she's been able to actually see and actually be with. And it's like, yeah, I was with my kid's dad for a year, but then after that, him in prison and everything, I didn't see him. And then my husband, he was gone for a month at a time before he was home. Didn't see him. With EJ, me and her worked the same job. We could have seen each other as often as we wanted to. And we were there for a while, for as far as friendship. And I just thought for once, that I was going to get something that I wanted, I guess, and, be able to be happy. And I thought that I was something that she wanted, because she looked at me but I don't know. But I'm going to end it. Fuck. I hate myself sometimes. I hate that I even talk as much as I do. It's like I'm like, stop talking about it. And it's like, but I'm tired. I don't want to, because I want people to understand. But I don't want to have to scream at them. I don't want to have to be forceful. I don't want to have to break rules and be mean and hateful. I just want people to get it. But I'm going to end it here. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video, I reckon. But just keep trying. Put your best foot forward. I'll catch you later.